This is a 1955 Ford F100. Still got the old push button start. She fires right up. And I'm gonna let Becca hold the camera. This is Eric at Peachtree Classic Cars. Gonna take this truck for a spin. Talk to you in reverse. Trying to ship these things out. Actually steers down the road pretty good. Do my finger test here, kind of show you that I'm driving straight. It's got just a touch of play in the steering wheel, but that's pretty minimal. Actually tracking real nice down the road. Seem to stop nice and straight. I'm going to pull here in the cul-de-sac and show you around the old truck. Reverse. And the emergency brake does work. We're going to put it on. I guess I should show you the exhaust too. Actually, holding the camera with one hand, open that up. Opens easy enough with the other hand. So this is a period correct Y-block V8. And according to the VIN number, I believe it is an original V8 truck. I don't know exactly what size this Y-block is. I did not pull the numbers. Got the side exhaust. I'm going to shut the truck off so we can hear a little bit better. I'm not positive that this is the original V8 for this truck. It could be, but I did not pull the numbers on it. Trunk or hood actually opens pretty well with one hand and closes pretty well with one hand. This is a really cool truck. This is an uncut frame, and the leaf springs have been dropped below the axles to give it the lowered look. So if you wanted to put it back at factory height, it'd be really easy. Just put the rear end and the axle back on top. Overall, the body on this truck is pretty straight and pretty rust-free. It's not a 100% rust-free truck. There's a few spots where there's some rust, and I'll show you that in a minute. But man, this is just a really cool, it's got that hot rod stance. Had a few little kind of hot rod, rat rod touches done to it. I love the grille. So the satin black paint is really consistent from bumper to bumper. There are a few spots when you get right up on it, you can see there's a crack here and a little bit of body work there. The rest of the fender is in good shape. Doors in good shape. Cab corner on this side looks good. A little bit of body work here, where a little Bondo in the side where there's a seam there sometimes. And this this fender here is really sharp. Sides of the bed in good shape as well, nice and straight. What appears to be the original tailgate. And the insides of the bed look really good. I believe they are original. They're not all dented up. Also, this reclaimed, looks like a reclaimed barnwood style bed here. It looks really cool. And with the matching reclaimed barnwood for the rails, and those come off. May take a little bit of work, knock them out with a hammer, but they'll come off if you don't want those wood rails. Continuing around, the other side of the bed here is nice and straight. This fender on this side looking real good. My camera is wanting to be in micro mode, so I'm hoping that this is, there we go, it's switching around. hoping that it's not getting too fuzzy. Side steps look really good. So this side of the cab corner's got some rust here and some Bondo there. That's not an awesome body work, so that's something that could be ground down, or even replace that cab corner if you really wanted to. On around to this side of the door, looks really good. And this fender, couple of small paint drips right here. If you wanted to be super picky about it, you could probably wet sand that. Little shorty bumper on the chrome bumper on the front, looks really good. I'm not positive, but I believe all the glass is new or newer. This is actually, I believe all the glass in the truck is new. I know the side windows are new, and actually this windshield looks new. The weather stripping appears to be brand new as well. Wipers are not hooked up. Tinted glass on the sides, and the windows are actually rolling up pretty good. They're still new, so they're a little bit stiff, but as you continue to drive the truck and roll them up and down, they're gonna loosen up a little bit. New weather stripping on the back and new glass here. These corner windows got a little bit tight, and if you really wanted them to fit better, they could be just shaved just a hair at a glass shop. I got the, because this one has a lock on it, I got the driver's side one to close and lock, but the passenger side one is open there just a little bit, and I can get it to close, but it kind of pops back open because the lock on the vent window on that side is missing. You can see this is the original uncut and unmolested dash, and the truck actually shows 60,305 miles on it. I think if it's possible that that's the original miles for this body, and it's possible that the that this is the original matching numbers truck. Like I said, I did not pull the numbers, and I find that to be becoming a little bit less and less important to collectors, whether or not necessarily the numbers match with people doing hot rod work. So overall, pretty solid floor pans. A couple of spots. There's a spot of rust there by the high-low beam. It's got a new carpet kit in it, and it looks nice and clean. The upholstery on the seat looks good. It looks like it could maybe be a early 50s model Chevrolet seat. I can't tell for sure. They look very similar, but I'm not positive that this is the original Ford seat or not. Missing the horn button, you can buy that on eBay. They cost about 25 bucks, and it's actually still got the clips there. So just when the restoration was done, I think that got popped off and probably lost. You never know. They roll away, and sometimes you can't find them. You got to order another one. Top looks like it's in great shape too. Did have a repopped VIN tag for this. Whenever they paint these cabs and they pull the VIN tag out of the glove compartment, they get lost all the time. It really bothers me. I wish guys would just tape around them, but we do you know, during the restoration, you can have Ford do a repopped VIN tag, which is what that is. The police department comes out, verifies the VIN, and everything's good. So that's the original VIN number to this truck. The police found the same VIN number on the frame, and like I said, you know, it's all good. So get down underneath this truck. It's kind of low, but I can stick the camera under here. You can see some surface rust, but overall nice and solid. Step ups. This is what we call superficial surface rust. I don't see any holes there. And a brand new tank. This truck has had headers put on it and a new exhaust. And I have the original exhaust manifolds and the gaskets for those if somebody wanted to put them back on. The insides of these fender wells are in really great shape. And aside from that spot, those couple of spots of rust I showed you, the one in the floor pan in this corner, this truck is really clean. So if this was my truck, what I'd do, and you know these three on the tree, I mean, I drive them all the time, and I still sometimes mess up like I did at the beginning of the video, and I kind of shift up into reverse on accident, and you get to just get used to driving every truck. It does have air shocks on the back to hold some of the weight off, and it is adjustable. But what I was going to say, if this was my truck, is I'd put a C4 or a C6 transmission behind that original engine, and man, it'd just make it awesome to drive with an automatic in it. The camera adjusts there. You can see these inner fender wells just look amazing. Same thing as the other side. You've got some surface rust on these step-ups. Superficial. And then this is a better place to see the floor pans. These are the original floor pans. They're really in good shape overall. And even the original cab corner, if I can try and get back here. I mean, oh my gosh, that's a really good looking original cab corner. Got a couple little tiny spots of rust on it. But man, this is a super minimal rust truck. And it does have a little bit of body work in the bottom of this cab corner. That's not unusual. A lot of guys just don't have the wherewithal to cut that out and weld a new one in. You can order the new cab corners from LMC. They're about $35 each. And you know, a gifted welder can cut that out and put that back in. Do the touch-up paint on this thing, a couple of little spots, and you'd have a rust-free truck. So there you have it. The lights work. It does not have turn signals. Of course, the horn button's missing, so the horn's not working. I didn't even try the heater. It's got the original. We actually just got this in the shop, and I've had so many guys calling about this particular vehicle. I mean, you know, these trucks. Try and see if that I just, you know, literally just got this in the shop and turned right around to put a video on it. So yeah, that's the original heater. Doesn't look like it's wired up. Glove box is in good shape. And like I said, the original VIN tag would have gone right here on these 4 holes. That's how they are. And they get taken off all the time. They were only put in with Phillips head screws from the factory. You see them get unscrewed all the time for paint and get lost. And it really bums me out. But, you know, fortunately you do have those remanufactured VIN tags, and the police come out and it's good. So, well, there you have it. 1955 short bed truck. This thing is really, really cool. Love the stance, love the fact that it's uncut. I believe it's quite possible that's the original V8 and original transmission. And if it's really important to you, I'll pull the numbers for you. Wasn't super important to me. It's definitely period correct. And I think this is making an awesome driver. You can literally just jump in this truck and start driving it right now. It's ready to go.